So what this allows us to do is that we can see what what direction we're going in. We can't really use this as the final truth on how the sale went. We can't really define in real time whether or not we're getting 2,000 or 3,000 from a specific channel and stuff like that. You can't dig into that. But what you can see is that you can see what it is that your overall direction is when you're looking at it. So for instance, let's say we have a day like this and we're looking at, that's ugly, there you go. We're looking at, we're going into Friday and our target is that we have to get $100,000 in revenue. And we have a budget in Google Ads of, let's say it's 10,000. And in Meta we have also 10,000. So that means that we're looking at this, and then we're at the end of the day we have spent, let's say we spend 9,500, and over here we've spent 11,000. And we're looking at it, and in each channel we don't have full data that's come in yet. It's gonna take a couple hours at least to get the full picture on the day. And even in some cases there's still a certain delay to see how much revenue we're actually getting in. So going into Sunday morning, what are we supposed to do now? Are we supposed to increase spend? Are we supposed to decrease spend? How is the sale reacting to people out there, to the consumers? How are there any changes? Are there anything that are out of stock that's meaning that we're not hitting our numbers? So let's say we go in and we say, okay, we go in and we say, hey, our actual revenue total on the day was $125,000. That surpasses, let's say the target was 20%. Let's say that we're looking at this. We're looking into going into Saturday. How confident are we with the campaigns running? How confident are we with the ROAS targets and the budgets for each campaign going into Saturday? We're actually pretty good. We have a blended MER or a blended ROAS, depending on how you look at it, of 16%, and our target is 20%, meaning that we're hitting, what is this? Around 600% ROAS. This is a 500% ROAS. So we're basically hitting a much better ROAS than we'd expected. So going into Saturday, we can all of a sudden lean into this and we say, here we're going to spend 12, here we're going to spend 14. And let's then say again, the target is 100,000 on Saturday. Then at the end of that day, we're looking, okay, what should we do on Sunday? Should we just ramp it up and spend more? Let's just say this happens. We go in here and we're looking at 80,000. All of a sudden, this is not pulling in the right things. Oh, that's because I put it in the wrong place. There we go. All of a sudden, we have come in and we have spent way too much, and we're not getting the outcome that we wanted. But as we're looking at the weekend, we're still good. Like, as we're still hitting 22% on the weekend, so as a whole, we're doing good. And we always know that the last day for a sale pulls in more revenue than we normally do. So what we'll do is that for that day, so let's say we're gonna continue with the increased spend. We're gonna continue with 12,000. We're gonna continue with 14,000, leaning into the day, and then this is like normal. We'll see the data comes in. There's not more we can do after the fact, and then let's just say we're super happy and it comes in at 150,000. And again, then we look at this, and on the day we hit 17%. On the 2, these numbers are looking fine. So we're actually hitting exactly what it was that we're targeting. And we were able to do that because we increased and we exceeded, let's say this was expected to be 125. We exceeded revenue by 38,000, and we spent more than was budgeted. Let's just say it was 10,000 each day. We were able to spend more because we were leaning into seeing what the actual numbers were on a daily basis. This can also be done on an intraday basis, meaning you could sit on Friday and sit and say, okay, at 11 a.m. our revenue is $30,000. We've spent 4,000 here. We spent 4,000. And the target was again 20%. Okay, this is not looking that good, but everything just started. Then we go in here and we say, okay, now we've suddenly spent 8,500. We've all of a sudden spent 7,500. It's not tracking that well, but we've increased to 75,000. Awesome. Let's just say the target for the day is 30, 60, 90, 120. All of a sudden we're tracking higher than we're supposed to. We've clawed back some of the inefficient spend that we had in the beginning. And then as we come up to 6 p.m., you know what? We're going to push it a little bit harder. We're going to go up to 15,000 in spend because we're seeing a better, we wouldn't do that. So let's just say we're spending 4,500 more. So that is 13,000. Here we're doing 2,500 more, that's 11,000. And overall we hit 100,000. So at 6 p.m. we're looking at, we've hit a bit higher on our blended ROAS. So we're not gonna push it. This looks to be, okay, this was the start of the day. Let's just see how it ends up. Let's say it ends up 140,000. We've spent another, let's just say another 2,500. And we spent another 2,500 on this channel too. We need to put a 0. And you can see on the day we ended up at 20% again. So this is the way you can kind of sit and work with it. You're sitting like, okay, you're seeing the data as you're going in. Let's say that we've come into the day here and at 11 a.m. we're already seeing we're exceeding the targets. Let's say that at 3 p.m. this is continuing. We are going in and we're massively over our target. So what we should do is we should spend into this. So this should go up to, let's say this goes up to 20, this goes up to 30, this goes up to 15, this goes up to 25. And then the final number is, let's say it's 200,000. We actually need a little bit more to make it good. 280. There you go. All of a sudden, as compared to, let's say that the numbers were good, if we're just gone with what we had budgeted, then we might have come out with a bigger or a better blended ROAS. We would have hit around 16% for the day, but we would have had much less revenue than what we had expected. So these are the kind of things you can sit and play with on a database, on an intraday basis. If you don't have a dashboard with real-time data, then just going in 4 times a day or 3 times a day basically, and then a final day, so yeah, 4 times a day, go in and put in the data manually. Takes you 5 minutes. You're sitting looking at the data anyways. What we do in Savvy is that our client goes and fills in the backend revenue if they're available. If not, we have a login to do it. Then we'll pull in the Google Ads numbers. The Meta Ads people will put in the spend numbers. We reconvene quickly on Slack or via email, and we say, should we push, should we pull? Each Meta and Google says what they would like, and then we just do it. We have some initial guidelines that we'll use, and it's really, really simple. Yeah, we like this when we don't have a real-time dashboard. So if you want it, it's available for download. Just click the button and you'll get it.